but I wanted to use the session today to just follow up a little bit on the content we went over on Saturday. And basically, I kind of was left with a question of how does the water element take us deeper than the metal element? And the metal element, as we've been talking about this autumn, has a lot to do with purpose. And so that question is kind of a tough one. How do we go deeper than purpose? And I knew the answers would be there. I just kind of need to study my material here and dive into the principles of the water element. And I knew that water element has to do with truth and the intellect and ethics. And so, how does that take us deeper than purpose? And really, it was an easy answer after I gave it some thought, because the water element takes us to the core of our physical being by connecting us with the kidneys, by connecting us with our abdominal breathing. But it also takes us to the core of our spiritual being. And so it really brings us to examine our core values. And so, really, winter is that time of year when we can really take that opportunity to consider what are the core values in our life and what builds our own ethic. So, during the next couple weeks, or probably next week by that time at least, I have some good exercises from my book, The Quadrant in Three Phases, that go right into that. And that book, the Quadrant in Three Phases, is basically my introduction to Qigong, but it also has a whole journaling component to it to help you find your life purpose and to make your plans and your goals and just really process and release negative information and focus on the positivity and the vision that you have. Working at every level is really what that book does, but it doesn't include a lot about the five elements. And so when I created this exercise called the Vision Star, that's a process where you go through and you really identify what really are your core values across the different areas of your life. And I think wintertime again is the perfect time to do that. But we'll use that exercise from the quadrant. And winter again, the hustle and bustle of the summertime and all that young energy of spring and summer, things slow down in the fall, but winter is really the time to look in and examine those. And the way that it deepens purpose is really finding your values and the um, principles that you live by is really a purpose in and of itself. But I believe that's how the water takes us deeper, is by connecting us to our values, really helping us resonate with our values. And then as the seasons progress into springtime, really the wood element in the springtime is about drawing up from that well of our values and really making them manifest in life, because the liver is about planning and about vision and about how can we put all these ideas and principles into play into our life and implement them. So that kind of is, we're in the process of answering that question, but really just remembering that the water element is a time for our physical core and our physical energy, but it's also a time for our spiritual core and to examine our values.